supposed to be a video about decorating. Um, this has been years in the works. I thought of the idea for this, like probably about a full year plus before I ever started posting videos, when the idea of making videos was just the shadow of an idea, truly. I had this idea, well, I'm fresh in London. I'm trying to create a new reality for myself. And what if I just document my process of decorating my flat, or specifically the room in the flat that is mine to decorate? At the time, I was really under the influence of certain decorating, like home lifestyle influencers, and I had this real vision of creating the perfect space for myself. And okay, well, that's the context. That's where we started from. I intended to film this little segment couple of days ago, but of course I couldn't because I was crying all day. And now I'm dressed in my morning attire for this video. But yeah, it's been a pretty rough few days. And I just wanted to say that in the early hours of the 6th of November, 2024, my first thought upon seeing the election results in the US was, okay, I'm in London, fortunately, right now. I'm in London and I'm not sure I can ever truly go home again. That's what I felt. And not to say I can never visit home, but it was this feeling of I'm not sure I can ever live in my country of origin, the place where I was born and the place I grew up, ever again. I don't know if I can. I don't know. And this is sad for me, because in the back of my mind, I did think that I might want to one day live there again, maybe trying New York again, trying it on my own terms, like with maybe a little more financial stability. That was something I thought one day I might want to do. I thought, or maybe moving to somewhere like Detroit to be closer to my family. I thought of all of this, and suddenly it just felt like an impossibility, and it started to feel like, okay, well, actually, maybe London is it. Maybe London has to be home now. And that's kind of a difficult one for me to take at this point in my life, because one, I don't know that I want to be away from my family forever. Well, now I'm thinking I just got to figure out a way to get them over to like somewhere in Europe. Like I got to figure it out. But also, yeah, it's been a bit of a rough transition back to London over the past 2 or so years. Like I have not been able to really establish a sense of like security here and stability. And part of that is just the reality of being a foreigner in this country. Because the UK, much like the US, they don't love foreigners here. It's not an easy immigration system to navigate. And also, though, it's just like for a lot of reasons, due to, I think, my age, my stage in life, the stage that other people around me are in. And also, I think because of like the reality of my work situation, it's been just quite hard to adjust, to connect. It's just been tough. It's been tough. And so it's kind of hard to think that, okay, well, this has to be it. And coming back to the idea of decorating, though, I feel like this is a long and emotional like preface to what will ultimately be probably a very lackluster job of me trying to do some decorating in a room. Coming back, though, to what I conceived of this idea all this time ago, before I knew any of the real context in which I would be doing it, I thought that, well, what I'm going to call this is, I'm going to call it decorating a room, but really it's about belonging or something. And I think that's what it is. It's like, I think I'm here trying to establish a sense of belonging in a place where I'm not feeling like I inherently do belong. And this is my attempt to do it. So I think we're going to go back over to like, you know, my previous timeline self, who is going to take you through some of the considerations, some of the actions I took. And then a dark timeline self is going to come back and give you a little rundown of what we did, and indeed my commentary on the process of decorating and the act of decorating in general. What does it mean philosophically? Let's go. As I mentioned, I'm in a new, let's call it unemployed or questionably freelance era of my life. And in this time, I'm really like rethinking how I have everything set up. I mean, also, obviously, I feel like my personal hygiene has apparently gone down the tubes. I really thought, oh, today, should I wash my hair? Should I wash my hair? Does it matter? Apparently not. And so yeah, that's awful. But anyway, that's not the focus today, though. The focus is on my, let's say, office space, or shall I call it a studio now? Am I more is it more appropriate to call it a studio now that I'm a video maker? I don't know. I wanted to start by just giving kind of a rundown of what the room is, and then maybe I'm going to try to do a little bit of a redesign of it, make it a little bit more what I want it to be, more appropriate for the new era of my life. So, entering the room, here we are. Here is the room. Lovely, right? Lovely. Oh, isn't it great? Now, I like the setup. I think it's cute. I think it's vintagey. Got like the desk space. Lovely. Cat art, obviously. That's the cat that's like supposed to kind of has like a judgmental look to it, don't you see? So that cat judges me because like if I'm sitting at this desk, I'm probably procrastinating. Got the ring light. It is a studio where I'm working currently. Got another cat. And the cats are the only art that I have in this room. Certainly one of the things I want to do as I rethink this space is to think about how to make it a little bit more cozy, more personal. And like the lack of stuff on the walls has really been bothering me for a long time. I think first of all, it's time to remedy that. However, I'm not sure I really have enough yet to make it look the way I want it to look. But I am going to give a little rundown of what I've got. Now, in terms of art and visuals, I guess, for the room, I've got to begin with like this set of like photos, postcards. Definitely still subscribe to like that college student-esque mode of design. It is what it is. I can't outgrow it. I've got this nice picture of Paris. I've got this photo of New York City on a Sunday, and I like that it specifies that it's on a Sunday. I think not enough art specifies the day that it's supposed to represent. Really helps you contextualize, you know? And then I've got a map of Eastern Europe, which I've been meaning to frame for like a long time and just have not gotten around to. I don't know if I'm going to do that this week, but you know, I might. But yeah, it's like if like the walls could be a bit less blank, that might make me feel better. Also, I should comment, like, books are all stacked on the floor. I want to get bookshelves, but I feel like the bookshelf thing is not going to happen anytime soon because I picked out the bookshelves I want, in fact, and I want 3 of them. And I have like a nice mid-century kind of design chosen, even though they're like modern, but whatever. Like, you know, contemporary, that's what it is. But they're 500 pounds each. So, until I have a good, like 1,500 pounds to drop on some places to store my books, I'm going to just like keep them stacked on the floor. But yeah, I feel like my remit though going forward is I really want the room to feel cozier, more personal. I want to like get my art situation figured out. Also, without spending too much money, because obviously I am in that I'm making no money era of my life. And so, yeah, like whatever I can do at like charity shops or finding stuff on the street, or you don't really get that as much in London, honestly. Like New York is a great city to like find furniture on the street. I literally furnished like my entire New York apartment with just like other people's trash, but like you don't really get that in London, which does like irritate me, but whatever. Yeah, anyway, charity shops, stuff on the street, Facebook Marketplace, we're talking art, we're talking lighting, we're talking accessories, we're talking not really furniture unless like, I don't know, I get like an amazing bargain on some bookshelves, but yeah, let's just see where it goes, I guess. I'm about to head out, or will be heading out pretty soon, I hope, to do some like charity shopping, see if I can find anything for this room decorating project, whatever. This really is, I'm already feeling like this could be one of those like best laid plans kind of situations where I like go in with all the highest hopes and it doesn't work out, but I don't know. We will see how this goes. Anyway, over and out. So I just got back. Yeah, a total case of best laid plans here. I went to what I think 4 charity shops, traveling quite a distance as well. I also looked inside, looked through the doorway of 2 more expensive, like vintage furniture and decor stores, and I couldn't bring myself to go in. I was like, I can't afford it. And I would just see things that I want, and then I would be like, oh, I can't have them, and then I would feel resentful. So I just decided not to go in at all. But yeah, it was difficult. It was a definite exercise in futility. Like the only bright point in that outing was that I did go get a pumpkin spice latte, and it was delicious. Like as I drank it, I really did feel for a moment like a whole world of possibilities opening up. I was like, if I can get this pumpkin spice latte, I can do anything. And maybe that's true, but I'm not sure that thing is going to be redecorate my office this evening as I had hoped, planned. Yeah, and another impression I have is that, yeah, like art is hard to come by. I really focused on trying to find like art. I mean, also objects, but I really wanted stuff to hang on the walls. Like that was a big goal today. And like everything kind of either like fell into the category of like perplexing or scary or kind of tacky. The only thing I saw today that I even like half considered, well, maybe a couple of things. Like there was this one like super large, like kind of black and white abstract painting that I mean, I might go back and look at it again. I also saw like this black and white poster of trains, and I almost thought, in my desperation, maybe I should buy this. But then I'm like, do I really want a black and white poster of trains on my office wall? Like, I'm not really a train enthusiast. Like, I like trains. I mean, I enjoy taking the train, but I'm not like obsessed, Like, I don't know the history of rail travel, and it really feels like that that kind of poster should go to someone who's like obsessed with trains. And we know they're out there. Like, they're out there. So anyway, super unsuccessful mission. I will try to resume tomorrow. I don't know. I'm like, I'm honestly getting pretty sick of going to charity shops already. And I'm like one day into trying to do this. But hey, we'll see. So you know how I said I thought I wasn't going to find anything at the charity shop that I actually liked, like any paintings? Well, I took a trip back after reviewing my old footage and I was like, actually, wait, like there's great stuff here. Let me give you a quick haul, I guess. Okay, so starting out, I did get the haunted house picture. So shockingly, all those motivational posters I saw the first time around, they were gone. Someone bought all those. And I'm like, what world do I live in where someone doesn't buy this lovely haunted house and instead they buy like 5 motivational posters? I'm like, I mean, maybe I am out of step with the rest of society. I don't know. Anyway. And then I got 2 like empty picture frames that I'm going to put something in. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to look through my options and decide. And then this is the real amazing find. I found this painting of like factories, and you know, I actually went back for that like Golden Gate Bridge in the clouds picture, but instead that was gone, and instead in its place was this painting of factories. And now, as I've mentioned several times before, I'm from Michigan, and like nothing like an industrial landscape to make me feel right at home. So that's what I got. That's what's gonna be added to my wall collection. Bring it on. You know that saying, done is better than perfect? Well, I'm gonna suggest an amendment, which is begun is better than perfect. Because like, I'm not even done. I mean, I've got several more postcards that still need to be placed. I mean, favorite ones too. Like, they're going on the wall somewhere. I just don't know where yet. The possibilities are, well, no longer endless because I have other stuff on the walls. It's amazing. Like, who would have guessed that I would have stuff on the walls? I mean, actually not me. Like, I was genuinely despairing of like the potential for me to ever have stuff on the walls. So this is lovely. And so now that I'm doing this, I can attest to what I suspected, which is that, yeah, it helped. It helped with my feeling of comfort, happiness in this room. Like, I look around and every single thing on the walls is something that like means something to me. It's something personal. It's something emotional. And so I come into this room and I think, yes, this is recognizable as a room that is mine. It's not just a room that I'm inhabiting. It is a room that feels like it's mine. It's me. It's personal. It's personal. And so that's great. And I just have to ask myself though, why did I not do this sooner? What was the holdup? Because I have been trying to decorate this room for years. And why didn't I do it? And well, like, this is where I think like 2 factors come in. The first factor has to do with the decorating influencing culture that I kind of got caught within when I started to think about decorating this room. I kind of got in my head about how I thought a room needed to look, or how I thought I needed to decorate, or what I thought was like appropriate design. And the thing is, like, what I realized through this process is, like, I decorate like a college student, and I think I might always decorate like a college student. Like, since I was about 20 years old, pretty much every room I've had has had a similar vibe to this. And I don't know why I got caught up in the idea that I had to do it perfectly if I was going to do it, because you know what? No, it isn't perfect. Like, the pictures are just hung with like command strips. They're not even that secure. Some of them might be a little like crooked, and it's like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, if I want to one day preserve this in a more permanent form, maybe I will put holes in the walls, like nails in the walls, and actually hang them as like a so-called adult would hang them. But for now, I'm like, you know what? It works. It just works. It just works. And I like it. And it makes me happy. But then the also elephant in the room of all of this is, of course, money. Because I also found myself watching a lot of like room transformation videos, like people taking something and turning it into something unrecognizable from its previous form. And like doing this, I realized, you know how much that costs. Like, the paint alone was like £100. I mean, granted, like, I didn't buy the cheapest paint. Well, that was back when I had a job too, so I thought I could like splurge on paint, but the paint was expensive. Even just the paint, and even like getting all of this furniture from either antique stores or charity shops or like off Facebook Marketplace. Like, pretty much everything in this room is secondhand. Like, even so, it was still like, again, several £100s. And like, you don't just kind of have that. You don't just come upon that immediately. And so like, I do think that it kind of creates this false sense of what is possible. And I thought, well, I should just be able to like decorate like these girls I see online with their untold budgets. And it's like, well, no, I mean, it's going to take time. It's like, this is real. And I feel like sometimes what I'm doing lately is I'm just trying out all these like classic influencer forms. And I just feel like I'm debunking all of them and realizing, it all does just come down to like how much money you earn, like the ability to do all of this, like really. And so like, is this an amazing transformation? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It looks pretty similar to how it looked before, except with subtle differences, which I'm happy about. Like, I love the subtle differences, and it feels calmer. It feels cozier. It probably doesn't look calmer because people are going to be like, oh my God, that's too much on the walls. I don't care. I like it. It actually makes me feel calm to look at all of these things. Like, for some reason, chaos in a space, like a very eclectic, chaotic design, really calms me down somehow. Like, I think this is great, but yeah. So, I'm pleased with myself. Congratulations, me. Well done. You finally did it. Okay. Yep.